Good morning. Thank you for joining me at Becca's World. Today, I'm going to demonstrate my Victor Reader Trek. This is one of my favorite devices that gets me through my busy day, no matter where I'm going. So, it's got several features. It's got an orientation mode, offline bookshelves, and online bookshelves. The online bookshelf, right now it's on NLS BARDS. NLS stands for National Library Service, and BARD stands for Braille and Audio Reading Downloads. With this little device, I can connect to the NLS BARD site and download audiobooks into this to listen to. And this is the easiest device I found for reading since I went blind at the age of 12. And I was an avid reader before I went blind. So believe me, this is one of my favorite devices because it's given me back the gift of reading easily. And there's podcasts you can download. There's you just go in, you go into the search field on here, and using the double tap entry method, you can enter text. Like for example, the 2 is ABC and the 3 is DEF, so, just like as on the telephone keypad. And so we would double tap. Like if I was going to enter a B, I would hit the 2 key twice to enter a B. And so we enter search terms like that, and then we hit the key to, like the pound key to enter it. And then it would search for the book on the BARD site, or on there's also, you can get Bookshare books. That's another web accessible, or like a digitally accessible site that blind people can access to get access to audiobooks. But the books on Bookshare are primarily leaning towards education, like college type textbooks or high school type textbooks and stuff like that. But this is a device that a blind student could use to listen to those books more conveniently at school or at home. And so these are very helpful. And these are, I think, about $750 now. And these are really remarkable devices because originally, the original device was a Victor Reader Stream, and it looked very similar to this. And this is the Victor Reader Trek, because this is the Victor Reader Stream combined with another one of Humanware's technology. That was the Trekker Breeze. That was an orientation device. And the Trekker Breeze was very expensive. It was well over $5,000. So to get that technology plus the technology in the Victor Reader Stream all in one little unit for $750 is really remarkable, because they only raised the price of the Victor Reader Stream about $100 to go up to the Victor Reader Trek. And you get all that extra technology. And I think it's so much easier to navigate than the Trekker Breeze was. So anyway, so there's the online bookshelves that you can access, and then there's the orientation mode. And as soon as you hit it, it'll say searching for satellite, or it just said GPS ready because it's already got my location pinned down. And so I'll hit the Where Am I button and see what it says.
Heading south. Next intersection in 377 feet. Dead end on.
East Ellis Circle.
And so that's the information it gives me about where I'm at. Now, there's some kind of law where they can't be too specific for some kind of security reasons or something. So I think it's like 300 or 500 feet. It can't give you too accurate of information, but it's enough to get blind people to where we need to go pretty much. And it's very helpful. What I really enjoy is the Where Am I button when I'm like traveling. Like if I'm at a hotel and I want to find a restaurant nearby or a laundromat or something like that, I just go into the Where Am I, and I can search for points of interest around me. I can enter a search term if it's not already like in the list of categories, but there's a huge list of categories. Let me see if I can turn it on.
What's around?
Here's what's around.
One item. 1. Heading south. Heading south. Explore. Heading south.
Anyway, it's a really cool little gadget.
Next and explore.
And so you can also punch in an address, and it will give you walking directions there, or driving directions if you're in an automobile. So it's, like I said, really handy. And it goes off of the same maps that the TomToms do. So it's updated, fairly regularly. So that's the GPS.
Offline bookshelves.
Now these are the offline bookshelves. This is notes. I have, I think he said 559 notes. And I record audio notes. Like if I'm on the phone with somebody, instead of trying to find a piece of paper and a pen and trying to scratch something down that I won't be able to read later, and a sighted person probably won't be able to read my handwriting either, I've discovered it's a lot easier to just grab this little device, turn it on, and hit record, and I dictate into it. Or I simply record the whole phone conversation. I put my phone on speakerphone and I record it. And then I've got whatever information I need, the person's contact information. If I'm making an appointment, I've got all the relevant information. And then when I'm off the phone, I simply go into my calendar app on my iPhone and I enter all of my appointment information, or I create a new contact for the person using their contact information that they gave me. So that's what the things I do with the Notes app. And it's all like you can record hundreds of hours. So you can record lectures at school with it and stuff like that. So the Notes app is very handy. I use it all the time.
Talking books. 71.
And talking books,
24.
these are books
50
that,
Shades Gray, 50 Shades Darker,
25.
Flowers in the Attic.
so
by
these are
Becca.
books that I've downloaded off of Bard onto the wireless bookshelf and then moved from the wireless bookshelf into the offline bookshelf to make more room, because the online bookshelf is not very big. And so that's what's in here. And there's a lot of them. I've got several cookbooks. That's a great thing about Bard is you can download cookbooks from it. And then if you have a device such as this, you just, like, let's say there's a particular recipe that you want to make. So you find the recipe on a cookbook on Bard, and then you just play it. And you can pause between each ingredient. Like, let's say it tells you to measure out 3.5 cups of flour. So you measure out the flour and you pause it, you measure out the flour, and then you push play again to go, or push the play pause button is the same button. So you push play pause and it will resume playing and give you the next direction. So it's really convenient that way. And it makes cooking as a blind person a lot easier. So let's see here. What,
Saved podcast.
and there's
100.
podcast
73
feeds, and there's
episodes. 100.
I never even knew what a podcast feed was until I got my Trek and started investigating a little bit closer. And I'm amazed at all the cool things a person can learn about in podcasts. So,
Text files. 24.
and so
Files.
text file. Let's see.
Textbook.htm.
So I've got some textbooks on here. I don't know, just things I've gotten over time.
Notes. 559.
Anyway,
Notes.
so
500.
goes back to the
Talking
notes.
books. 7. Online bookshelves.
Let's look
Podcasts.
at these online bookshelves again. I'm not sure if we went through them.
Podcast
So there's the
feeds.
podcast.
Internet radio.
Oh, the internet radio. This is pretty cool.
Humanware playlist.
This has
English
given
songs
me
of
a lot
America.
more access to information that I never had before, is the internet radio stations that are available on here.
References.
Oh,
0.
references.
Search on Wikipedia.
So you can search on Wikipedia with this device,
search on Wiktionary.
or search on Wiktionary.
Search on Wikipedia.
See, so
Search on Wiktionary.
it's pretty cool. You know, you can do so many cool things with these devices. And I actually did a video on Facebook some time ago and talking about my Victor Reader Trek. And I kind of told people, I said, suggested it'd be a great gift for that blind person in your life who you love, or something like that. So yeah, I know my blind friends who have these really treasure them. So
Menu. Wireless. Import network configuration. NLS Bard.
so now we're back to the NLS Bard bookshelves. Those are all the online bookshelves.
Orientation.
And then we're back to the orientation. So that's what, you know, more or less what the device can do. And it's like totally accessible. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you guys about this device, and I've had several of Humanware's devices over the years, and this is something that I've seen with all their devices. They have what's called a key describer mode. You hold down the 0 key.
Key describer. On.
It said key describer on. Now any key I push,
Go to destination selection.
it tells
Press
you,
and hold.
oh, it's
Mode
still
selection.
talking. It tells you what it does.
Online features. Press and hold. Toggle airplane mode. While selecting a landmark or a route, edit the item. While selecting a landmark
So
or a
that's
route,
how the
edit
key
the
describer
item.
mode
Repeat
works.
last message or stop current
See, and
message.
so anything you push, it'll
Not
tell
used in
you
orientation.
what it is and what it does. So now I'm going to put the key describer mode off.
Off.
Now I'm going to put it,
Offline bookshelves. Online bookshelf. Orientation. Offline
in the
bookshelves.
offline bookshelf.
Talking books.
Now let's go into
71.
this. Watch
Books.
this. So this is another cool thing about Humanware's products. As a blind person, when I go to the store and I buy a new electronic device, it's always stressful for me because I know I'm going to have to try to figure out how to use that product. And it's most likely going to be a challenge reading the directions inside that are most likely only available in print. So as a blind person, you always have to worry about that when you buy an electronic device. But when you buy a Humanware product, they always come with a built-in user guide. So you press and hold the number 1 key.
Enter user guide.
And it says
Enter
enter user guide. So now we're going to hit play.
To set the date and time, press and hold the sleep key. Use the 2 up and 8 down keys to navigate the
So
menu.
it gives you verbal
Date and time,
directions.
Level 3.
And you can also jump by levels.
Level 2.
So we're
Level
going to jump by level 1, which is the largest jumps.
Advanced 3 numeric key
So there,
functions.
it tells you about the numeric keypad,
For
direct navigation. But now let's go.
Character 1 go spell. Character level 1 level 2.
We're going to jump by level 2 now. This will be smaller jumps.
4.2 go to heading.
So this is
If you press
see, it's just you can navigate, and what it does is it teaches you how to use the device, and that's something I find remarkable about Humanware's products is they do that. So you don't have to worry about not being able to get training on their devices or having trouble learning how to use their devices.
25.
So these are the things I wanted to point out about Humanware's products. And if you look at the keypad, it's tactily distinguishable. Like the 5 key, it's got like 2 bumps on it. And just like a telephone keypad, I don't know if sighted people notice it, but most telephone keypads have 1 bump or something on the 5 key. So they have the 5 key marked. And then like this is play, pause, and this is like you pull this down, it goes backwards and forwards, you know what I mean? So, and then there's where you can jump forward and backwards by chapters or by sentences or whatever. So there's just lots of ways you can navigate books and such like that on here too. So it's pretty cool.
Saved podcast 100.
But so like I said, this is one of my 3 must-have tools. I always have this with me. Oh yeah, and TED Talks. That's something else I love. It's so easy to get TED Talks on these things, and TED Talks are so wonderful. Anyway, this is, like I said, one of my 3 must-have tools is my Victor Reader Trek. The only thing that I can think of that I would really like to see it gain is the ability to connect to some other sites to download digital media, such as the Audible site, in a digital manner, like we are able to do with the NLS site right now in Bookshare. But in its current form right now, I definitely give it 4.5 blue butterflies from Becca herself. I love this product. It's great. Thank you for watching my review of the Victor Reader Trek. If you agreed with my video or if you disagreed, regardless, please comment below and let me know how you felt about it. Thank you.